I'm heading to Oxford with the tour with Rabbies tour, and we're going to go to Oxford and the Cotswolds, and I'm really excited. I was so nervous about being late that I got here over an hour early, and thank goodness, because even though I had time for breakfast, I couldn't find the Rabbies musician, so still. But I'm on board now. We can relax the rest of the day. I don't have to travel and work out my own thing at all. All right, it is tomorrow from yesterday. Just thought I'd give a little bit of summary about my thoughts on that day. I took a Rabbies tour to Oxford and two small towns in the Cotswolds, and I would not recommend, at least not during August, during peak season. I was a little bit under a misconception. I was aware that this was the kind of tour where you would get to a town and you'd have free time, but I wasn't aware that there would be like zero walking around with the tour guide talking to you as a tour group for at least a little while. Like I knew that there was time to be on your own. I was a fan of that, but I thought it would be like, oh, we walk around together and hear tour and then go off and do your own thing, and it was not that at all. So the first two towns, again, August, peak tourist time, it just was not a good day. to go, so maybe my experience would have been different. I was actually like pretty disappointed in yesterday, like a lot. Like I wanted to cry, because I was so looking forward to going to Oxford. And then when we got to Oxford, it turns out it was graduation, which was like a little fun to see people graduating. But that meant that like not only was there like a million tour groups there and a million crowds, but there was also all these family and friends. And it was like every single thing that you wanted to go to just to like walk around the college's courtyards were closed off for ceremonies. So I was really restricted in where I could go. And when we got there, the tour guide was like, "You have 2 hours." 2 hours? I felt so overwhelmed. I like kind of got decision paralysis because there were so many people. I like had so many things I wanted to see and do. Like I wanted to take a tour of the library. I was willing to pay for that, but it was closed because of graduation. And then, I like had plans to like wander around and film cool stuff. Like I was Lyra in the Golden Compass, but every single area was closed. I really, 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 really wanted to go see the area where they filmed the Harry Potter section, but it was closed. I wanted to go to the Natural History Museum. It wasn't closed. I was going to try and walk there during my short time, but Google told me that peak, it was as busy as it could be, and I'm glad I didn't bother to walk over there because one of the girls on the tour said she did, and she didn't end up going because she said the line was like out the door by blocks. And she said I just didn't have time to stand in that line. So my Oxford visit was severely disappointing. Like I just basically wanted to cry the whole time I was there. I got a little bit of footage. It's not great. If it looks like I'm super happy and enjoying myself, that's not really true. When we got back on the bus, some of the people that I was traveling with are from Louisiana, and they said it was like Mardi Gras. And I'm like, I don't want Oxford to be like Mardi Gras. No, I knew I couldn't have like my ultimate, I'm a scholar pretending to go here, dreams wandering around and sitting on the grass and reading a book in the summer, but it was a nightmare. And I actually like spent a long time like trying to figure out if I could change some of my itinerary this week so that I could go back and like properly do it. I just really wanted to take a tour that was guided because I was like walking around and I'd like done some research, and so I sort of knew what I was looking at, but I also didn't, and I just really wanted someone to tell me more. And so I went to several places to see if they had a tour that fit in the time I could, and they just didn't because it was a dumb time and I only had 2 hours. So the other towns I visited were very pretty and picturesque. However, I feel very badly for the locals because, my God, you live in this like gorgeous place and you're probably like a billionaire in order to do that. So maybe I shouldn't feel too bad, but like they're overrun. I think I might have some footage of in Burford. It's like kind of a street that goes at an angle, and I was at the bottom, and it literally is just like 4 across 5, like the whole street, just nonstop people. And I just kind of felt like I had a good time. I went to the church and I found a spot and I drew a picture. I'll have to like take footage when I finish it, but I just started it. So I didn't quite finish it because I got nervous I was running out of time, but I started a little drawing of the church, and that was probably my best time in that town, was just the fact that I like separated myself from everyone and did something that I enjoyed. I wasn't interested in looking in all the shops. I'm not a shopper. I don't have space. It all looks the same. I don't know. I'm there for the sights, not for like the purchasing stuff. And then the other town that we went to, I again managed to like have the wherewithal to like separate myself a little bit. I sat on the river. I fed swans my sandwich that turned out to be disgusting. So that worked out though, because then I got to give it to them, and I entertained a whole bunch of other tourists who came. Like I was by myself and I was feeding swans, and then they were so cute that like everybody came around me. So I got myself away from the crowd, and then I created a crowd and felt a little bad like feeding them, to be honest, because I know that like bread isn't actually very good for them and can kind of make them sick. So felt a little bit of animal guilt about that. And I don't know, it just felt like I should have just taken the train and done things on my own way, because I just paid a lot of money for basically a car ride. Was the only thing that I got out of it that was any different than if I had done it. So I don't recommend the Rabbies tour. Not necessarily their fault. It's probably just that my expectations didn't match what it was. So yeah, yesterday was really disappointing, like really, really disappointing. And Yeah, that's all I can say about that. So anyway, I would recommend doing it on your own and making sure that it's not graduation. And probably it looked like an awesome town. Like, I think I probably should have booked a couple of days to stay there. But you know, I'm getting to do other things later that hopefully will make it worth the decision that I made. So anyway.